Welcome viewers. Today's reasoning topic is classification. What is classification? See, the definition says that you have to divide the question into groups or into a group based on a similar character. So there should be one common character for one particular group. So one group, one character. So what the student has to do is, the student has to identify based upon this character, he has to divide it into groups. So that's what the examiner is going to test. So the examiner going to test the observation skill, that based on which character, how he is going to form the groups, that too in figures. So in this classification, we will see like letter classification, number classification and figure classification. And today we are going to see the figural or symbolic classification. In this particular question, a series of figures are given which can be grouped into classes. Select the group into which the figures can be classified. See, in this particular question, total there are 9 figures are there. But you see the options are divided into 3 groups. So means 1, 2 and 3 should have, for example, if you see the option 1, 1, 2, 3 should have one common character. In the same way, 4, 5, 6 should have common character, 7, 8, 9 should have a common character, and the student has to observe that particular character. But if you see these particular symbols, there are circles, there are triangles and there are lines. So first, whenever you will see a question, what exactly is asking the question, you need to find out. In this particular question, he is talking about circles, he is talking about polygons like triangle, square and pentagon, and again there are some lines in between this. Based on this, we will try to classify. If you see the question 1, block 1, in this case you are having circle. So you just find out in which figures or in other figures where you can find circle. That is 1, 5 and 9. So in these 3 cases, I can see a circles. So obviously based upon the character of circle, 1, 5, 9 will become one particular group. So because here you are having circle. Now what is the second one? In the second figure, you are having a polygons, like a triangle here. So 3 angles or lines. So when you are having this triangle, square and pentagon, so I can make into one particular group. So 2, 6, 7, this forms one group based on which character? Based on polygon. And what is the next one? That is 3, 4 and 8. See, what is the character for 3, 4 and 8? You need to look this. In this case, what I can observe in 3 is there are circles and as well as lines. In 4 also, there is a circle as well as 2 lines are given. In 8 also, circle as well as 2 lines are given. So what is the character in 3, 4 and 8? The character is there are circle plus lines are given. So student needs to recognize these characters, whether they are circles are given or polygons or circles and lines both. So based upon this, your answer will be option 4 is the answer. 1, 5, 9, that is circle. 3, 4, 8, they are both circle and lines. 2, 6, 7, they are polygons. So this is one more question. So here also 9 figures are given. So these 9 figures are classified into 3 groups. Now see the first figure. So total 9 figures. In this, see the first figure. What you can observe in the first figure? In the first figure, I can observe something like a shirt or a garment. In the same way, now you try to check in where in other figures you can find this kind of a garment character. So 1, 2 is pen, not possible. 3 is some square or rectangle, not possible. So 4 is a garment. Again 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 If you see 9, 9 is again a garment. So 1, 4, 9, this particular group is based upon garment. So all this group is having garment. So this is called as classification. You are classifying based on garment. That is, you are classifying the figure 1, 4, 9 based on the character of garment. In the same way, see the second one. Second one, the moment you see the pencil here. So there is a pencil. You see in the other figures, there are like board in the 7th one, and 5th one there is like books. Book is there. So obviously it's talking about stationery. That is the character here. So for figure number 2, 6 and 7, these three can be classified based on character of stationery. Based upon the character of stationery, and he is talking about all stationery items here. The remaining group, that is 3, 6 and 8. So 3, 6 and 8 are, so 3 is a square, again 6 is a circle, and 8 one is again a triangle. So 3, 6, 8 I can group into whatever the symbols you see in our geometry, right? So symbols belongs to geometry. So this is the classification. So 1, 4, 9 is classified based upon the character of garment. 2, 5, 7 divided or grouped based upon the character of stationery, and 3, 6, 8 grouped into based upon the characters of symbols of geometry. So let's try to check the option. So your option is option 1 is the answer. In this question, a series of figures are given which can be grouped into classes. Select the group into which the figures can be classified. If you see here, it's look like different lines here. The moment you see this particular question, what you need to identify is he's asking this question based on lines, because there is no other thing, right? So there are appear symbols like A, E, P, I. So but A, I, E, P, so there are many letters that are repeating. So I can't take letters. So directly I will go with how? Based upon the character of lines. For example, see first one. In the first one, how many lines are there? In the first one, there are total 3 lines are there. So in A, this is one line, and this is the second line, and here it forms the third line. Now in this particular figure, we already saw this 1, 2 and 3 lines. So the first one is based upon the number of lines is 3. In second one, if you see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines are there, which is not possible. Now if you come to figure 3 is also having 3 lines, right? So this is one line, second line and third line. So 3 becomes this particular group. And about see fourth one, this also formed with 3 lines, 1, 2 and 3. So obviously 1, 3, 4 will form a group based on the character of 3 lines. Now see the second question now. In the second figure, how many lines are there total? So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Total 5 lines are there. So check other figures where you can see 5 lines. So now you come to figure 5. Figure 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here also I can see 5 lines. See 6 one, only 4 lines. 7, 4 lines. 8, 4 lines. So 9 again 5 lines. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 and again 5 lines. So 2, 5, 9 is having total how many lines? We are having 5 lines. So based on the character of 5 lines, we grouped 2, 5, 9 into one particular group. And see the next one. The next one is 6. We know that 6 is formed with 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the same way, E is also formed with 4 lines, 1, 2, 3 and again 4. P is also formed with 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. So obviously 6, 7 and 8, all these 3 will form a group based on 4 lines. So based upon the character of 4 lines, we made 6, 7, 8 into one particular group. Now check the options where it is 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 9 and 6, 7, 8. So your answer is option 1 is the answer. See, in this particular question, it is quite tricky because the moment you see the question, we feel that he is asking something about letters. Like the moment we see letters, what we feel is he may be asking about vowels or consonants or something like that. But I can't take vowels or consonants because there are only two, vowels and consonants. But in this case, in the options, you are having three groups. So don't take vowels or consonants like that whenever you are seeing the figural classification or a symbols classification. But what I can see here also, the moment you see this, in this particular letters, there are two things are there. One is lines. The first one forms is lines, and the second one, if you see B, because A, 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, whereas M, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. But you come to B, in B, there are not only lines, extra is there are curves are there. So what is the character? The character is lines and curves. So based upon the characters of lines and curves, this question is grouped. So let's check that how many lines and how many curves are there in this particular question. If you see the 1 is formed with, that is A is formed with how many lines? 3 lines. So in 3 lines you see A, that is figure 1. Next one, M, already we know it is formed with 4 lines, so not possible. B, curve is there, not possible. Come to H now, 1, 2, 3. So here also we are having how many lines? 3 lines. So again 4. Then W, in W also 1, 2, 3, 4 lines are there. D, curve is there. E, again E, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines are there. So come to N now. In N, 1, 2, 3, only 3 lines are there. So the first group is 1, 4, 8. So 1, 4, 8 group is classified based upon 3 lines given in a letter. So what is the next one? 4 lines. We already know 4 lines is seen in M. So second figure. B, curves. Again 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is W, 5. Next one is D, again curve. E, in E also we are having again 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7. Then the next one that we left with based on curves. So which one is based on curves? So line plus curve. So based upon the characters of line and curve, your answer will be figure 3, that is B, figure 6, that is D, again figure 9, that is U. So you also you write 2 lines and again 1 curve like this. So that is grouped based on lines and curves. So what is your answer? Your answer is 148. So 148 means option 1 eliminated, option 4 eliminated. The next one is 257. So your answer will be option 3, 148, 257 and 369. The moment you see the question, it looks quite tricky because there are lines and dots or circles. So what you need to do is, you need to classify this figure based on lines and dots. So in one figure 2 dots are there, in other figures only 1 dot, again 2 dots, 1 dot, 2 dots and 1 dot, and in some other figures there are even 3 dots as well. So simply I can segregate or I can classify this particular question based on circles, or I can say dots and lines, right? But what I feel is, by seeing only dots also you will get the answer in this particular case. So let's try to check with it. So 1 dot. So how many figures are having 1 dots? The moment you see this, figure 2, figure 3 and figure 5. So 2, 3, 5 I can form one group based on dot. Next one is 2 dots. I can classify figure 1, 8, 9 based on 2 dots. And finally the last one is 3 dots. See, 3 dots are present in figure 4, figure 6 and figure 7. So even for me no need to consider even lines as well, because based on dots only I am getting the answer here. So now let's try to check the option, that is 2, 3, 5, 1, 8, 9 and 4, 6, 7. 2, 3, 5, 1. So first 1, 7, 8 is the group. So 1, 7, 8 I am not getting anywhere. So remove it. Next one is 1, 8, 9. Yeah, I am having 1, 8, 9. Then followed by 2, 3, 5. Yes, 2, 3, 5. Again 4, 6, 7. So your answer is option B is the answer. So this you can find out based on only one character, that is dots. Even you no need to take the lines as well. See, in this particular question, whenever you see this kind of question, before we consider lines and dots, but in this question there are some figures are given. So whenever you see these kind of figures, so now what you can classify, what the character that one can take in this particular group. So if you see the figure 1 and figure 2, the difference is both are cylindrical objects. So what I can consider is the top portion. In case of figure 1, the top, this portion is in the form of a square, whereas in figure 2, the top portion is having a dot. And moreover, in figure 1, the bottom is bit curved. The bottom is bit curved, whereas in case of figure 2, it is quite straight. So what I can take is, I can take the top portion, that is this lid portion. So in all the cases, we will consider what? Top portion and also the bottom portions as well. So by considering the top portions and bottom portions, we have to group these particular figures. So let's try to do that. In case of figure 1, I said that the lid or the top portion is in the form of a square. So that is 1. And let's check the other questions. 2 is circle, 3 is circle, again fourth one, it forms like a square. Then sixth one, the sixth one also forms a kind of a square on the top itself. So if you see the top portion, 1, 4 and 6, these three forms a group because the top portion is like lid. Now see the next classification. If you see the second one, in the second one I already said that the top is having a small dot here. So based upon these characters, let's try to classify. So what I am saying is 2, 3 and 8 both are having a dot on the top. In the same way, 5, 7 and 9, the top portion is curved. So based on these characters, let's try to go for the answers. That is 1, 4, 6, 1, 4, 6, first option, then 2, 3, 8, then 5, 7, 9. So your answer is option 1 is the answer. The moment you see the question, what you can observe? I can observe single figures, double figures and triple figures. So by seeing that, you can go for the answer. So what are single figures? Single figure. So what are single figures? Figure 1, triangle, then 5, then 7. So 1, 5, 7 are single figures. What are double figures? Double figures, second figure, fourth figure and ninth figure. These are double figures. Next one followed by triple figures. So what are triple figures? Figure 3, figure 6 and figure 8. These are triple figures. So the classification is based on single figure, double figure and triple figure. So answer is 1, 5, 7, 2, 4, 9 and 3, 6, 8. So your answer is option 2. A series of figures is given which can be grouped into classes. Select the group into which the figures can be classified from the given response. So again I said that whenever you see this kind of groups, so try to focus on top and bottom portions. For example, you see question top and bottom portion. In 2 also you see the top portion which is like a circle or like a elliptical shape. So now in the same way, you try to observe these top portions and bottom portions and try to get the answer. So by seeing this, what I can observe is, in figure 5, the top portion is circle. In figure 8 also top portion is circle. In the figure 9 also the top portion is circle. So by seeing this, I can classify 5, 8 and 9. So by seeing this, 5, 8 and 9 can form into one particular group. So directly I will check the options now. From the options, whether I will get any answer or not. By seeing this, there is a 5, 8, 9. Is there one? So I will try to find out the remaining groups is having any common character or not. Now you see here 2, 3, 6. Whether now 2, 3, 6 is having a common character? Yes. What is that one? That is a open elliptical shape figure. So this is 2, again 3, again 6. So if you see this 2, 3 and 6. So 2, 3 and 6. The top portion is common, is same. In case of 5, 8, 9, the top portion we have a dot. And what is the left? The left one is 1, 4, 7. So 1, 4, 7. Now what is the common thing in 1, 4, 7? In 1, 4, 7, there is no common thing. All are three different. So what is the common thing? The common thing is all three are different. The different is common here. That is 1, 4, 7. So 1, 4 in all are different figures. So the difference is the common character in this particular case. So then your answer will become, answer is option 3 is the answer. See, in this particular question, the first symbol is a kind of quadrilateral. So we will try to focus much on quadrilateral now. So figure 1 is quadrilateral. Figure 2 is circle, 3 is circle, 4 is triangle, again 5th one is a quadrilateral, and again 7th one is also a quadrilateral, and again 8th one is also a quadrilateral. But the thing is, in the 8th one, you can see a line is passing through the center crossing. Now you see the remaining circles. In the figure 2, there are circles are there. So what are the circle figures? 2, 3 and 6. So 2, 3 and 6 are a circle figures. So the common character is circle. The next one is, the remaining one is now 4, 9 and 8. So what is the common character here? The common one is a line is passing through the center in all these figures. A line is passing through the center in all these figures. So now let's find out the answer. So 1, 5, 7 forms one group. So check where is 1, 5, 7. So 1, 5, 7 is one group. In the same way, 2, 3, 6. So 2, 3, 6 forms another group. In the same way, remaining 4, 8, 9 or 4, 9, 8 forms one more group. So your answer is option 1. See this type of question. So till now what we saw is he is giving 9 figures and he is trying to classify into 3 groups. But sometimes he will give only 4 figures and you have to separate one figure and the remaining 3 will have a common character. So in this case, you need to find out which figure is different from the remaining 3 figures. So if you see this figure 1, figure 2, figure 3 and figure 4. So what I can observe is, I can observe 2 things. One is the ball, the position of the ball, and the position of hands. So 2 things are changing. One is the position of ball and second thing is the position of hands. So in all the figures, here the ball is, in figure 1, ball is in front of the leg. In case of figure 2, ball is before the leg. Here also before the leg, here also before the leg. So your answer is option 1. Directly I can get the answer. You see the position of hands as well. In case of figure 1, the hands are wide. In case of figure 2, they are very close in one direction, again close to one direction. Here also in figure 4, they are also close to one direction. So these are also a type of classification questions, or we can call as a odd man out also, or odd one out. Now in this case, remaining 3 will have a common character and 1 will be the different one. So this is another type of classification question. What is the common character? You have to observe, and in the remaining 3, and what is the one that is different? If you see directly observe, see the figures. this is the figures that is different. Remaining all cases, everything is common, only the outside figures are different, whatever the given that I drawn in the red line. If you see this one, figure 3 have kind of a swastik mark. Figure 3 is having a kind of swastik mark. What about the remaining? The remainings are having the common figures. So, from this we can conclude that answer is option 3 because it is having a different character. So, in this particular question, what is the character that is different from the remaining 3? See, in all the cases there are two figures, there are two squares, like this is one figure and followed by one more figure. Here also one figure followed by one more figure. So, here also one figure again followed by one more figure, except option 4 where there are again two different figures or more than two different figures are involved. See, in this particular question, the common criteria is based upon lines. So, if you see figure 1, there are both horizontal as well as vertical lines are given, whereas in case of question 2 only horizontal lines, whereas in 3 only vertical lines, whereas again 4 also you have only one type of lines. So, in only figure 1 you have both vertical as well as horizontal lines, and the remaining 3 are having a common, that is having only a single type of lines. So, today we discussed about figural classification. The classification we done based upon a character. So, in this type of questions, students need to observe the type of character as fast as possible in the examination. In this episode, we saw questions based on classification. In this classification, we try to divide the question based upon a similar character, or we try to classify a question based on a similar character. So, students need to observe the characters that is given in the figures as soon as possible in the examination. Thank you.